Taoiseach, I want to raise with you the absolute scandal of how children with additional needs are failed by this state, how they're left languishing on waiting lists for necessary therapies for years. I have figures which show that almost 9,000 children across the country have been waiting more than 12 months, not for therapies, but for initial contacts from their CDNTs. An activist or campaigner has done a tremendous amount of research, has gotten FOI after FOI to put this together. And the story that the figures reveals is scandalous. The vacancy rate, around 40% for occupational therapists, around 70% for dietitians, over 30% for family support workers, 30% for care assistants, 70% for play therapists, 44% for health. I could go on. But the question is, why is the vacancy rate so high? What is the government doing about it? But also, why are there so many mistakes? An estimated 48 mistakes in the figures provided. How can we have an accurate planning when we have so many mistakes in the figures?
Thanks very much, Deputies. Just in relation to the St Patrick's Day events in the White House, I haven't received an invitation as yet. If I am invited, I will accept, and as always, I'll use it as an opportunity to speak to the US President and the US administration about matters of interest and matters of concern to the Irish people. And those conversations are not always pleasant ones, because while we agree on the vast majority of things, we don't agree on everything. And I would point out that the President of the Palestinian Authority, or rather the President of Palestine, Mahmoud Abbas himself, has met President Biden only in the past few months, certainly more recently than I have. And I don't think the President of Palestine would refuse an invitation to go to the White House to discuss matters that are happening in Gaza and elsewhere, and I don't see why we would on that basis. Just in relation to the International Court of Justice, we support and accept the rulings that they've made in recent weeks. We believe Israel must now implement those and protect civilian life. It is important, though, to clarify that the ICJ hasn't found that Israel has committed genocide, nor has it called for a ceasefire. We have. It has found that South Africa has a valid and plausible case to make. South Africa inform us they're preparing the case. It could be 3 to 4 months before they have that case ready to submit. And at that point, it is possible for us to make an intervention either under Section 62 or Section 63. These are different types of intervention. It's not a case of joining the case. That's a misnomer. It's not like signing a petition or liking a tweet. It's much more complicated than that. And we'd have to look at it in detail and look at it carefully. And we do need to bear in mind that there is no guarantee that the ICJ will find Israel guilty of genocide in 2 or 3 years' time. And we need to make sure that we're not on the wrong side of the law and the facts on this.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. We're getting our own legal advice.